Ill Sound Radio, we are back in the building.
Yes, sir. It's a little bit past the 1 o'clock hour. It's your boy Groove Nuke, and I'm here with my guest. I'm here with my host, Everyday Jay.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. This is Ill Sound Radio, and we in the building with our guest, Frenico, man. How you feeling?
Feeling good. Thank y'all for having me. I appreciate y'all for letting me get on your platform.
Oh, for sure.
No doubt.
Now, a little bit before we went in, I kept asking you the name Frenico, because if you could go back and look at our recent interviews, I've been so trying to get into the point of understanding our guest names, and you told me you're going to explain how you got the name Frenico.
Absolutely. So, my first rap name, believe it or not, was Beast the Schizo.
Beast the Schizo.
Super aggressive.
Okay.
Beast the Schizo.
Like
right?
you was a battle rapper.
Yeah, I was just going to say that.
That's exactly what it was. I didn't start off looking at music as my way to rap. I started off a battle rapper, literally a battle rapper. I was growing up anywhere, not the old school freestyle. That's when like Smack with Mook, Murder Mook and Loaded Lux and watching like Reed Dollars and all of them like on the DVDs. So I was a battle rapper. I had no intention on really making music like that.
Right.
So, but it was Beast the Schizo. So my homie, my homie from Philly, my homie Domino Cash, shout out my bro Cash. He said, bro, your name too aggressive.
Right.
He said, your name's super aggressive. Like, you need to, like, I get it, but, like, find something else. So I'm like, but, man, I kind of like it because, you know, like, my music style is, like, the same way. It was, I go one way, different flows, different aggression, different vocal production, whatever. That's why I had the whole schizo thing.
Right.
The beast thing somebody gave me. So I said, okay, how do you say schizo in another language? So I went on Google. And I typed in schizophrenic, and then I saw it in like Portuguese. I was like, nah, that ain't it. But all the different languages. But when I saw it in Spanish it says schizofrenico. So I'm like, okay, I like that, but I don't want to put that. So I just topped the schizo off of it and just had Frenico, and that's how I got my rap name.
That's crazy.
That's crazy. Definitely.
For
real innovative too.
Definitely, yeah, for sure.
Where you from?
Originally born in Chicago, out west, North Austin, but we moved from Chicago when I was 10.
Okay.
So, and I know how the city get it. If you ain't go to high school in Chicago, you really ain't from Chicago.
I don't know. If you up until 10, bro, you from Chicago, if you ask me.
I feel you.
Because I was born in the projects, and we left the projects I was probably like 5, 6 years old. People ask me where I'm from. I'm from the projects. You feel me?
Oh, no. I get it. No, because it's like you remember.
Yeah.
Like people I think, and I get it, like you didn't spend most of your life there. You don't get it, but like I remember them first 10 years in the city. I remember this. You know what I'm saying? And like I'm 35, so you talking the early 90s.
Right.
So that's when Chicago was what it was. I mean, it is now, but like when I was a shorty, it was crazy.
Yeah.
So you know, my OG, she said, "Nah, like I want to give you better opportunity." And then so she looked her up and she moved up to Lake County. So like when I say Lake County, Illinois. So like if you know where like Gurney is or Waukegan, you know, Chicago around Lake Beach, and that's typically what I mean by that. So originally from Chicago, but Lake County been my home for over 20 years at this point.
When you originally got to Lake County, I already know you saw the difference. You feel me?
Complete
But
difference.
What type of culture shock was that?
Man, it was because you know in the city you can go around the corner and it's a store right there. The part of Lake County we moved to, it was a 10-minute walk to Walgreens. So it's like, hold on. And then I'm used to, you know, seeing black folks, and then going from seeing only black folks to it's predominantly white where we stayed at. It was a culture shock. It was a complete culture shock.
Right.
And just how we talk, how they did things, like, because, you know, I knew white people here too, because, you know, mom tried to put me in different schools, be around different people, different cultures, but it was different. So it was like, oh, instead of it being maybe 2 or 3 white folks I know, I go to school and the black folks is the minority.
Right.
It's 85, 90% white people, and the next biggest thing is the Mexicans and Puerto Ricans. So it was complete culture shock. And then it wasn't like, okay, we moved to Lake County and then, oh, that's it. No, we moved to Lake County. We still coming for a while. We still came to church down here because we didn't know nobody up there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Until we started realizing, oh, Waukegan is a mostly, you know, Latino and black place. North Chicago is Same thing. Like, oh, okay. So then we started going up there, but we were still coming down here for church every Sunday.
For sure.
And I was still, my old man still stay out west. So it was, we going down there and spending Christmas and Thanksgiving and Easter or just a random weekend down there. So it was like complete culture shock from what it is. Just how we talk, how we listen, the food. The food.
Ain't no Garrow.
Oh my
Garrow
God.
cheeseburgers.
It was different. So it took a while to get used to. And some things I never adjusted to. I ain't gonna say a lot of y'all. But yeah, it was different.
When I think of Lake County, I think of like football and stuff like that. That's all I can really think of. One passing through there to go to Wisconsin.
Exactly, because like you going to Milwaukee or you go whatever, it's you pass through, you see Six Flags, and you see on the right.
Oh yeah, definitely Six Flags.
And then you see Gurney Mills on the left, and you think, okay, that's really it. And it's a whole nother world in other places like that for sure.
For sure, but you were still, like you were saying, you were still coming back and forth and everything. So you pretty much still tied into your Chicago route.
Absolutely, and then we look at it like this too: is a lot of the black people that live in Lake County is from Chicago.
For sure.
So like the same situation with me, or like a lot of people, like when they started tearing down all the projects, they start shipping them up to places like places up there. So like even I was going to all white school, some of the black people went to, they from Robert Taylor's, or they from the Greens, or they from Rockwell Gardens or whatever. So that's why you said it's funny you say that, because even though when I moved away, my Chicago roots never went away.
For sure.
Because when I go to my barbershop, I'm not going to Supercuts. I'm not going to Supercuts. You hear me?
I had to let that sit in my head like Supercuts.
Yeah, I'm not going to no Supercuts. I'm not going to what's the other one?
Any of them. Right.
I wasn't going to. No, we going to black barbershops, and most of them same thing. They from Chicago. Yeah, some people that was born and raised up there, but even them, they mama, they daddy, or they granddaddy's from the city. So you never got away from it.
For real, and it all go back to the same thing though. Everybody really do got the same upbringing. Most people's followed the Mississippi River, came up here, went to the projects, left the projects. Now they in these suburbs, Lake County. I'm from the south suburbs, and my people originated from the west side. But it's all the same thing. You know what I'm saying? They got them some bread. Moved away. Then everybody, when you back in these areas where you moved away at, you gonna still connect with those people.
Yeah, like because you still got to go back. Just because I say this all the time, is like the differences that I see between, and that's the one thing I saw between different races of people, is with black folks, you might have maybe one generation removed from where we from. But white folks might have 3, 4, 5, 6 generations, so they don't have no reason to go back to impoverished areas or the areas they come from. I still gotta go see my old man. I still gotta go see my aunties, my cousins, and all that. So it's disconnected. I'm always a part of that.
Exactly.
Looking back on your life, dude, because I know being young, it's like, man, I don't want to move. You feel me? All my friends here, you know what I'm saying? But looking back on life, do you think like that was the best move, you feel me, for who you are as a man today?
Absolutely. As a grown man, I thank my OG, my mom, so much for what she did. And then my pop, my stepdad. I don't even call him my stepdad, I call him Pop, because he helped raise me too. But I thank them because, like you said, it's Chicago, bro. I just came from Panama. You know what I'm saying, on vacation. Beautiful place. Ain't nothing like Chicago. Nothing like it. I've been to LA, I'd have been in New York, I'd have been Miami, I'd have been plenty of places. Ain't nothing like the crib.
Absolutely.
Period. But at the same time, when you trying to introduce somebody to different types of lifestyles and types of things and access and resources, sometimes you got to remove them, even if because again, I don't know nobody up there. We didn't have no family or friends. Like, I got family that live in Milwaukee, but I don't got nobody that lived in Lake County until we moved there. So I'm going there. I'm like, I'm begging my mama, send me back.
Oh God,
send me back, please send me back. You know what I mean? But no, to your point, it was that's the best thing she ever did, because I got introduced to so many different types of people, and then I also got to understand that some things aren't just some things aren't necessarily a community thing. Some places just a world thing.
Facts.
Like dealing with, I never saw a functional drug addict until I went up to Lake County. Seriously, I never saw all the clucks. I thought they was you know, we ain't got to get into it, but when you see a club, you see a club. I never knew what a functional drug addict was until I moved up there.
For real.
And I'm seeing them go to work. No, they doing what they do. I'm not judging. I'm not saying they bad people or nothing, but your understanding of things and say, oh, so it's drug addicts everywhere.
Everywhere.
You know, this isn't just in these 4 blocks so that we frequent at or whatever. No, this is a world thing. Mm-hmm. So then, like, it taught me of how to learning how to deal with people, and then really, like, real talk, dealing with racism.
That's probably.
I really had to learn how to deal with that. Like, it was a point in middle school where I was getting into a fight almost every other week. Seriously, like, and it was. And keep in mind, I used to be the most non-confrontational person ever when I was a kid. Like, the first 8-9 years of my life, super into the Bible. I still am, but I'm talking about super duper into the Bible. Super duper. The Bible says you can't do this or so on. Woo woo woo. But I had to fight.
Yeah, life changed.
Life changed me, and because life changed me, it was like, man, I just thinking about it. My fault. Just thinking about just all I had to go through. It was literally crazy, and then learning that I can't punch every white person that says the N-word. That was the one that really, or that said something I didn't like. I had to realize that. And then realizing, you know, me punching this kid, you know, my OG still working down near the city.
Right.
If not in the city, same thing my old man working near the city. So they had to leave work, come get me, take me home, even though they know I'm in the right. But it was learning that, man, no, this starting to cost money too.
Yeah, it's affecting the people around you.
The people around me. So, yeah, learned a lot. But bottom line, absolutely, it was the best thing to happen.
Ill Sound Radio, we back in the building.
Yes, sir. Ill Sound Radio checking back in, and we in the building with our guest Frenico. Now, we discussed your upbringing. So we hinted to a little bit of your musical background. You know, being starting out as a battle artist and everything. But who were some of your first few musical influences, like that, and some people who made you start getting into music?
Well, the musical influences was, I would say, well, Jay-Z's my favorite rapper ever.
For sure.
Ever. For the longest, it used to be between him and Pac. Mm-hmm. But, you know, at this point, we could just, I don't know. I'm not arguing with nobody. Jay-Z to go, period.
Ain't nothing to talk about.
Ain't nothing to talk about.
True story.
I love everybody, but come on, man. We're doing it this long at this minute, so it's Jay-Z. So it was Jay-Z for me. As far as musically, I want to say, if I say Jay-Z, Mobb Deep, I love me some Snoop. You know, it's funny.
For sure.
I got a funny story for you. So like my sister, you know, my sister is like almost 13 years older than me. I'm the miracle baby, they call me, because my mama wasn't supposed to have no more kids. Mm-hmm. So my sister, you know, being much older, you know, she almost in high school. Right. So I had to, you know, I don't know if y'all got any siblings, but, you know, if you got siblings, you gotta
twin brother.
Oh yeah, you gotta stay with you the entire time. You know, everywhere you go, everywhere he go, she go, vice versa. So I had to go with her. So like my musical influence is like psychodrama. Like I literally took a psychodrama tape for show and tell in kindergarten.
For real.
I swear to God, no cap on that. Seriously, I got my sister in trouble for a sorry Lulu, I love you, but I mean, hey, whatever. But that's so dumb. But like, no, I really love rap music in general. I love it all. Like from all coasts. Like I said, like, you know, Jay my favorite, but as much as I play Jay, I play 8-Ball, MJG.
Oh, for sure.
Much as I play them, I play Daz and Corrupt. You know, Snoop. You know, like I said, The Chronic's one of my favorite albums ever. But as much as that, I'm playing T.I. You know, 50. I'm playing. You know, Eminem is a huge influence as far as syllabic flows and rhyming the last 3 words for 16 bars and all of that. Just structure. Like, even if you're not a fan of his music, you just be a fan of just somebody that just appreciate the art. Like,
people sleep on Eminem.
I don't care what nobody say. Eminem one of the best ever. I don't care.
I ain't gonna lie, no discussion with Eminem. If you can't acknowledge at least 1999 to 2003 Eminem, I don't think you really understand it for real.
What he did on on the Dead Wrong remix with Big, God Bless His Soul, like, I love Big, but I was like, why did y'all
why y'all letting him go?
Why y'all do Big like that by letting M destroy that verse like that? You know what I'm saying? And Biggie verse was cold too, but M was on that. He was snapping. So no, it's like my influences is like a lot of that, but really it's a lot of like mixtape guys. I'm a real big underground artist person, so like I love mixtape fab. I'm talking about even before the soul tapes. I'm talking like the Desert Storm Clue tapes. I'm big on those. I'm big on underground twisters before not even the albums, like the stuff he was doing with like Legit Ballers and stuff. I'm huge on that. I'm huge on like Ransom and 18. Let me think, like, because back then I wasn't rapping to make songs. I was rapping to say I'm one of the best. So when I started making songs, it was, who is it? I'm looking at the guys that's rapping. I'm looking at your Andre 3000s. I'm looking at your Killer Mikes. I'm looking at your Commons. I'm looking at Lupe. Oh, Lupe is one of the greatest lyricists ever. Hands down. Ever. There's not 5 people better than Lupe when it comes to rapping.
Say it again.
Man, that's something.
And he's from out west.
Goat.
So
definitely a goat.
For sure. What's your favorite Lupe album?
Don't do it.
I'm hoping we thinking the same.
Don't do it.
I gotta ask you what's yours next, Jay.
I'm gonna name like 3 of them.
And that's the thing, is like it's 3 to name, because I can say that what he did on that Test of Your Ocean Youth was crazy.
Man, that album was cold.
Hey, y'all heard what's it called? Something, is it? Was it Drill Music to Zion?
Oh yeah, Drill Music to Zion.
Something like that.
Cold.
Cold. That's what I'm saying. Like Lupe is another person that inspired me. So like we talking about my favorite album, is like I could wake up and say, okay, obviously Food and Liquor, because that's what I got introduced to.
Right.
But the cool is that.
Raw.
The cool is that. The Test of Those Youth is that, and then the Drill Music and Zion, I think he dropped that this year.
Yeah,
that's
spitting.
Hey, when people ask me what's the greatest song ever made, I always say Hip Hop Saved My Life.
Hip Hop Saved My Life is an
greatest
amazing
song ever heard.
That's why I got my brand name from that song, Right to Make It Right.
Really?
Yeah, for real.
No, that's raw.
For real, he
raw.
literally said that in the song.
Oh man,
I felt that in my spirit.
Bro. Yeah, Lupe, Lupe the Killer, that song. First time I heard Lupe the Killer, I said, "Heard you, got you, I get it. Like he's amazing, man. But yeah, man, Lupe doesn't get his just due, in my opinion.
Absolutely.
Let me ask you, how long did it take you to get comfortable as far as the rapping go? Because a lot of people, when they get in that booth the first time, that ain't the finished product.
Right.
That's the beginning. You know what I'm saying? It'll take a little time to actually get to who you are as an artist today. So how long did that take?
That took me, I want to say it took me a good 5 years, because the first few years was me trying to be a battle rapper and then rapping on a song here and there. But feeling comfortable that I can perform took me about 5 years. And then feeling like how I feel now, I'm 35. I started when I was 17. So it took me almost 20 years. Mm-hmm. Seriously, I'm talking about to feel how I feel now, where it's like, you could put me anywhere and I'm gonna do what I do. Seriously. So yeah, no, it's funny you say that, because me and one of my other homies, my homie Urban from Memphis, and we was talking about studio shape. Mm-hmm. And like, you got being in shape and outside, your health and your mental health, but studio shape, it matters. Like, because when you doing them verses and you got to punch in, and you punching in every time, or making sure your delivery is right, making sure your cadence is right, the energy is right, the doubles, the ad libs, like that listen, if you really know what you're doing, when you get done, you should be tired.
For real.
You should be tired when you get done. So like staying in studio shape definitely matters. For sure.
And then with rap music, I feel like something that's extremely underrated or not as valued. When you talk about the Jay-Z's, and one of my favorite 90 artists is AZ. And he dropped Do or Die too last year.
Yes,
and I never heard
cold,
for real,
hard.
bro. And I never heard nothing like 25 years from the original that still sounds the same. But what I was going to point back to, a lot of people don't really treat rap music like a rite of passage. Like it's like writing. You can do this for the rest of your life. You can probably rap till you 80. God willing, you know what I'm saying?
No, and it's funny you say that. Rap music, and we hear this all the time, but it's the truth. Rap music is the only genre, in my opinion, where they try to put an age on it. Like your age, you gonna mentally tire out.
Mm-hmm.
You not lifting no weights. You not shooting a basketball. You not throwing a baseball. You are literally exercising your mind.
Facts.
Mm-hmm.
And if your mind's supposed to get sharper the older you get.
Right.
So you should be getting better. That's when people be saying, how was Jay-Z still so raw at 50-something years old? I'm like, y'all acting like he like...
These are words.
Like, yeah, work. No, this is writing.
Exactly.
You don't ever stop being a writer.
And ain't he the first artist in the Songwriter Hall of Fame, the first rap artist?
Rock and roll.
Oh, rock and roll.
Yeah, rock and roll Hall of Fame.
One of them.
Yeah, one of them.
But yeah, like we ain't even had no artists that hit like 80 years old, no rappers or nothing yet. So I mean, people can do this for a long time. I know. In the limelight, yeah, the younger artists are the face.
Yes.
But as far as the natural sport of rapping and everything, you can do this, man, to the end of time.
Yes, exactly. I don't like I told y'all. Like I'm 35. I have no problem saying I'm a 35-year-old rapper.
For sure.
That don't make me less of a man or I didn't achieve my goals. I was in it for different reasons. And I love music so much is that I say this, whenever I feel like giving it up, that's when I'll give it up.
Fact.
I feel like I'm just getting started. I got so much I got to say. I'm not quitting no time soon.
Facts. This is a sport, man. Sometimes I look at, in the journalist realm, I look at the Larry Kings, the Stephen Kings, man. Larry King did this, he was 90 plus, bro. You know what I'm saying? Stephen King still doing this. You know what I'm saying? So
and they still putting out something. It's funny is when they were supposed to hit their peak, they found a new peak every era.
Man.
So why are you going to quit in something that's only going to sharpen your mind?
Stan Lee, you know what I'm saying? Man, he still get greatness. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, absolutely.
So you got to look at it like that. You know, when you really in a marathon. You know.
Yeah, it's a marathon. You feel me?
Hey, that's alignment for you. You know what I'm saying?
Y'all just set it up for my question right here.
Yes, sir.
Because I know when Nipsey dropped Victory Lap, he said Victory Lap was like the blueprint to his life. It was the soundtrack to his life. You feel me? And when I listen to your music, it literally sound like the soundtrack to your life. Like some shit you want to listen to when you get in the car and you slide.
Yeah, thank you, man. I don't discredit the youth because I think what a lot of older artists do is like, oh, you know, the youngins, they woo. Nah, let them have their time. Let them do their thing. There's an audience out there for me. You know, my audience, anybody can listen to my music, but I know that my audience is typically from the age of 24 to 44. My numbers say it. When I look at my streaming numbers, when I run my ads, who's interacting, who's engaging, most of these people are between that age, between 24 and 44. It is a story of my life. You know, I don't have to go out there and feel like, oh, I have to do a drill record or I have to do a club record. I need to do something for the ladies. If I'm gonna do something for the ladies, I'm gonna do that because I want to do it. Right. But even when I do it, I'm gonna do it from my perspective, and it ain't nobody gonna make me or pressure me into doing that. And one of the things Nipsey said, it's funny you said that. Nipsey said this. He said, when you a starving artist, your integrity in your music gets compromised because no matter how much you may be keeping it real, even if it's a little bit, you are going to naturally say, I want to get myself out of this situation.
Facts.
So because of that, I'm going to make a record that maybe I wanted to make, but I didn't feel like making it at that time. Or I'm going to say some things I really might not even mean like that just so it can potentially get me out of there. No, truth be told, my music, what I make money from music is like a third or fourth income. You know, that's not what I need.
Right.
You know, listen, I ain't like these other niggas. I ain't gonna lie. I have a job. I'm grown.
Right.
I got family. So that ain't nobody gonna make me feel bad for that. I have a job. I also have other businesses, things that I'm invested into. I have other investments like stocks and bonds. I'm trying to eventually get into real estate. I'm looking at increasing passive income. You know, my cousin, me and him, we talk a lot about how can we do things to increase our profile so that when life happens, I don't have to stress about bills or nothing. So I'm not going to go in the studio making a record I don't want to make because the rent due, because my mama lights got shot off, or because, you know, my sister got bills or whatever. No, I'm going to make what I want to make and how I want to make it. And if you with me, I appreciate you. If you're not, that's okay. You might come around later. That's cool.
For sure.
Man, a lot of people, I said this a couple shows back, like we was lied to as far as what success looked like, and especially success as an artist. Like, it's rappers out here, bro. They can literally live off their music as long as they paperwork set up right. And I was listening to Tory Lanez. I want to say he was either on the Breakfast Club or he was with DJ Academic, and he was like, bro, I average 3 million streams per song every month. You feel me? And that's like, I think he said that's like between $3,000 to $6,000. You feel me? So if you got multiple songs that's getting 3 million streams, bro, you eating. You feel me? Imagine making $25,000 a month off your music. You know what I'm saying? And they tried to cancel Tory Lanez, but Tory Lanez is one of the greatest artists of this generation. You feel me? Hands down. But when you build that organic base by not compromising who you are as an artist, that's what come with it. And you got a lot of artists out here that compromise who they are. Like you say, they in positions that they don't want to be in. They trying to get out of them, and they make music that don't last. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
It don't stick around. And to me, that's why nowadays an artist will drop an album, bro, and by the week you ain't even listening to it no more.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Because it ain't that timeless music. We can't feel that shit. You know what I'm talking about?
No, that's real, because it's, you know, they're not going in thinking about the music. They're going in thinking about whatever issues or things they got going on, and the music just has to be a byproduct of it. So you might get the one hit wonder or whatever, and then they gone because, I was just trying to get the song, but then I'm thinking, what's the follow up to this? Okay, you got the big record, but what's your follow up to that? And what's to that? What is your marketing angle? Who you gonna market your music to? Who does your music speak for? Who is gonna engage with you? See, and when you don't think like that, that's where they fail. That's when people say, it's easy to be a rapper. I'm like, I get the sentiment of that, but that's not real. If you know what you're doing, you have to know the music. Okay, I did a song. Where am I gonna put the song at? How am I gonna advertise the song? Where am I gonna send the song to? Okay, social media, if you're not an artist that don't have no type of social media, I had to learn this recently, because I was an old school man. I ain't posting every day. I don't feel like doing that, because it feel like it's excessive to me. But one of my homies said, well, then you already on your phone anyway. You already doing, all you want to do is document a few things you do a day.
Hey, that remind me of that commercial. Damn, what is that? What's the
you talking about
ITTJ?
Yeah, he was like, you already sitting there all day. Why don't you? Yeah, you doing nothing. Why don't you give us a call?
Real talk though, but he wasn't lying though.
He wasn't lying. It was true. Lying. No, but you know, you have to. This is the people that last in this game. They last because they thought it out. It's a thinking man's game.
Exactly.
Simple as that.
And people who last in this game also play the game. You know what I'm saying? They play it. You gotta play it the way it's dealt. You know, so have it comes to you. You know what I'm saying? Have you seen an increase though once you started utilizing your social media? Did it reflect?
Absolutely, absolutely. It increased so much, and then also not realizing the power of running ads, and not realizing you don't have to spend a lot of money.
For sure.
Instead of you spending that $60 on DoorDash, you could have took that same $60 and spent it over 30 days on your Instagram page or your Facebook page or your email marketing campaign, and you could have got the results you needed. Where it's not just somebody liking it, it's people engaging, and people saying, "Yo, I like the song." People leaving you comments and stuff. So, like, to your point, yeah, absolutely, that was the biggest thing I had to learn was. Especially with the project I dropped, was learning the landscape and understanding it.
Yes, sir. We check it back in with our guest Frenico.
Yes, sir.
Now, you got the project Chicagoland, correct?
That's correct. Out right now.
For sure. Could you talk about the process of that project?
Yeah, so I dropped My Integrity. So I gotta give you a little prelude. I dropped My Integrity in 2021.
Mm-hmm.
I hadn't dropped a full length project or EP anything since like 2015, 2016. So My Integrity last year was just me getting my feet wet, like, you know, like trying to understand what it is I want to do, how I want to do it, trying different things, and then really learning the business side of it. That's what I really wanted to understand is how do you promote music in 2020 going forward? Because 2015, 2016, it was still Dat Piff, it's still live mixtapes, you know, working with the mixtape DJs and all of that. So it was like, you know, you trying to woo up the band. But I had to learn the business. So after when I did that, when I get to Chicagoland, it was like, okay, I know my lane I want to get in, and I know what I want to say. I know now I'm not rapping just to rap. I'm rapping because I won't rap because I want to rap, right. But I'm rapping because I have a purpose behind it, and it's a message. And the message behind it is you can do it your way and be successful at it, whatever your level of success is at. You know, being an artist, I got to be honest, you know, when you release a EP, a mixtape, album, anything, you looking at first week numbers. Anybody say they ain't looking at first week numbers, they lying to you.
For real.
But then my homie was like, what you looking at first week numbers for? Nigga, you ain't none of them. You and it was like, man, you right. I'm not in the mainstream lane or whatever lane or nothing like that. That don't apply to me. I'm still building. Mm-hmm. So I'm just gonna drop and build. So when I, you know, doing that, it was like, you know what, I'm gonna do it my way. I'm gonna get my point across more importantly than anything. That to me, that's the most important thing is let me get my point across right now. And that's why I had a lot of fun making that. That's the most fun I had making a project.
For sure. And that's all that matter for real.
Yeah, for
How
real.
you feel when it's out.
Yeah, man, it's when I'm hitting people hit me up and say, you got like a different vibe on this one. Like I could tell your energy was different. I said it was. I said, because it wasn't me trying to figure it out. It's like I gotta figure it out. Now it's more about execution. And I executed on every the funny part is being an artist, I'm so hypercritical of myself. Oh, I kind of messed up on this ad lib. You might not even heard the ad lib I messed up on. But in my mind, I messed up on it. So because I messed up on it, the whole shit weak. It's weak now. The whole shit weak as hell. It's weak as hell now. But I have my homie and I really have my wife. You know, my wife was like, hey yo, you kind of tweaking. Like this is good. Right. And like she helped me with my track list and everything. Mm-hmm. That's another thing, man. It's important to having a good support system. Might not necessarily be your girl or something, but if it's family, if it's, you know, your favorite cousin or your mama, your daddy, your uncle, or just a homie you went to school with, or somebody you just met from work and y'all just bonded. Having a good support system when you're an artist means everything because they will help you get out of your own mind when you think something weak as hell and it's not weak.
For real. Real talk.
What made you settle on the 6 songs?
I settled on 6 songs because I have to also be realistic because in today's time, the attention spans are terrible. And when you a new artist, unfortunately, don't nobody want to listen to no new dude for 12 songs unless you just one of them ones out the gate. Mm-hmm. And most of the time, you have to build. So I dropped 6. Next go around, probably might drop 8 or 9. Then I might get to like a full-length project. But this is just like I'm dropping you these 6. I'm teasing you until I get ready to drop some more. Like, and then at that point, you're gonna get more of my story, more of everything else. But I'm least like kind of like I'm teasing you basically a little bit, just giving you something to hold off over. I tell people it's an easy listen, it's a good listen, it's substance in it. But you know, I don't want you to be like, okay, this is too long. I want to go listen to whatever that just dropped because there's so much music that drop on a regular basis now. You know, like that's what when I mentioned about competing, you think you're competing with everybody else. Because when you drop your project on that whatever day you choose, typically Drake is dropping that day, Dirk dropping that day, Megan Thee Stallion dropping that day, or Griselda dropping that day, whatever. So you think you're in competition with them. And in a way you are. So you just got to say, you know what, let me just give you something simple so that you can listen to, you can rock with it, just so you can get more familiar with me. So when I do drop again, you're ready for something that has more songs on it.
What was your favorite songs off the project?
Man, my favorite songs off the project, I want to say No Limit 2. No Limit 2. But it changes. Like right now, Stuck to the Code is my favorite. I love Stuck to the Code, but I might wake up and say I like Say Less, the intro. I did Say Less because it was something different, you know. I wanted to challenge myself. I noticed with a lot of new artists like ESTGs and them, like as soon as the beat drop, they rapping. So I'm like, you know what? Yeah, they going straight in. So I said, you know, let me try something. So I did it with Say Less. I liked it. It was something simple, something that was outside of the box for me per se, but it's something I still made it my own. So yeah, but I would say it really, bro, it changes. It changes every day. But right now it's Stuck to the Code. But like I like Escrow. You know, Escrow was on there. You know, I'm talking stocks and I'm trying to buy buildings and stuff because that's something something I'm trying to do. That's
why I say the blueprint to your life. You know what I'm saying? Because you can tell that you in these moments as you making this music. It ain't like you sitting there trying to, like you say, fabricate something or like, bro, I'm in a phantom. You know what I'm saying? It's like, bro, this is my real life.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Like I mean, I said on No Limit 2, I said I'm a cash spinner, a big Chrysler or a Jag spinner. Niggas ain't gonna tell you that they in a Chrysler. They want you to think they in a BMW or Audi, whatever.
Hey, all these bitches nice now. No matter what
it's the truth. So like, yeah, but like, I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm trying to get there. I'm not rich. I ain't broke either. Your boy doing all right. But I ain't rich. There's still other things I'm trying to get to. So like when it's gonna be in my music, I'm gonna give you that. I'm gonna give you that. Some people say it's financial literacy. I don't look at it like that. I'm just giving game. I'm just giving game.
You in your means and on your level.
Absolutely.
Know? That's all it is.
That's all that matters.
For sure.
So what would you say was like one of the goals of this project? Like what was you trying to get across to the people?
The goals I was trying to get across to the people is you do not have to do it like everybody else do it. There's a niche audience for everybody. I get it. We all want the big numbers. We all want the 2 million first week. We all want the glitz and glam in the headlines. And there's nothing wrong with that. But you can be just as successful as them, finding your audience and sticking with your audience. If it grows, it's a blessing. God is great. But if it don't, the people that I wanted to talk to. I wanted people that was my age to say, man, you know what, man, I started looking into vending machine business. I started looking into the ATM business. I started looking into doing freelance work. Different things because of it. Because the one thing that I say, and this is why I say I don't try to be too preachy, is I hear a lot in the game about, and it's any lifestyle. It's all about all the ups of any game, but no consequences. I hear a bunch of ups about, drilling, spinning blocks and all that. I'm not hearing it'd be 18 joints of spinning the block. It might be one joint on there about losing a homie. I don't hear no joints about the paranoia that come with spinning blocks. I don't hear about how when the lights when the police hit behind you and your heart is in your throat now because it's beating so hard. I don't hear about you going to multiple funerals. I don't hear none of that, or not even the street stuff. I'm not hearing about when you talking about dealing with a bunch of women. You got all these hoes, quote unquote. You're not dealing with, your phone blowing up and you done got your car keyed up like 8 times. For real. You done got your car keyed up. You done got threatened. She done tried to kill you, or she get backdoored you because of that. I'm not hearing a bunch of that. So I'm gonna give you all of it. I'm gonna tell you what the ups is and the downs is. And that's why I say, like, that's the biggest thing for me is whatever I'm rapping about. If I'm rapping about financial literacy, rapping about being outside, rapping about being married, rapping about whatever it is, I'm going to try to give you as honest as possible because these other old niggas ain't going to tell you the truth. I'm going to try to tell you the truth as much as possible.
Fast.
For sure. And hey, just for the record, 35 ain't old, man.
Man, listen, and
35. You 35 years young, man.
No, I don't feel old, but you tell these
to the 35? Game, I feel you.
You a 35-year-old rapper? You
damn near 40.
Yeah, exactly. You damn near 40. Hey, you 40 rapping?
To the game, I feel it on that note.
Yeah,
you know,
real life.
But you still, man. People can relate, and then I ain't even for the front. We need the 30-year-old, the 30 bracket, because y'all, age is in life is the best experience, the best teacher. So you probably went through something I don't know nothing about. So me just sitting here hearing you out, I'm just like, yeah, I ain't reached that level yet.
No, you know, like and it's things that we all can learn.
Exactly.
But I can learn from you because the time that I was in when I was your age ain't the same as your age that you are now.
Oh man, what? I'm already knowing. I grew up with 80s babies.
Exactly. So I could be learning something from you. I don't look at it like, oh, man, no, they youngers, they shorties. No, man, you can learn from any. Listen,
real talk.
My OG told me that my grandmother used to tell her is that if you don't learn anything from a fool, you can learn not to be a fool.
Facts.
And so you can learn from anybody.
Real talk. But you gotta have that ear open and listen.
That's true.
That's the only thing that really matters.
That's true.
For sure.
All right, now it's time for my favorite question.
Yeah.
If you could give your younger self any advice, what would it be?
I would give myself the advice of you have everything you need. God gave you everything you need. You don't need to go outside. You don't need to search from other people. Everything you need, God has already given to you. And just be more appreciative of that. And that took me a long time to learn. I'm not going to lie. It took me till I was in my mid-20s to understand that instead of me complaining about what I don't have, I need to be more appreciative of the things I do have. And
real talk.
And if I learned that when I was younger, I'd be way more ahead than where I was.
Facts, man. I'll be beating myself up all the time. Like, damn, bro, that one decision, you feel me, had a ripple effect, that I ain't realized until 7 years later that I was fucking tweaking. Tripping, bro.
Yeah, bro, for real.
All right, before we get out of here, tell the people how they can get in tune with you, stay in tune with you, find everything you got going on.
Oh, yeah, you can find your boy on FrenicoMusic.com. You can also find me on Instagram, Frenico847, Twitter, Frenico847. I got, Chicagoland out right now on all platforms. Still got videos and more things coming. Yeah, man, family first, money last. That's the one thing I want to say.
That.
Family first, money last. That is my brand. The obvious thing of that, it says, okay, I'm putting my family before money, which is true. It means I'm putting my morals and integrity with my family before any type of monetary gain. But what I'm really also saying in there is family first, money last means if you look at every great company, places that we just say out, like the Hilton, Walmart, those are last Ford, those are last names.
For real.
And I'm trying to make something that I can create for my family that can last past me living.
Definitely hustle for your last name.
Hustling for my last name.
For sure.
For sure.
All right, Jimmy, talk to the people.
Yes, sir. Hey, shout out to our guest, man, Frenico, man. Like I said, if we sit here and listen and understand, and really lock into our levels of life, you learn a lot. You know what I'm saying? I spoke with a lot of 35-year-olds in my life, but I just learned something unique from you, which is your journey. You know what I'm saying? So
thank you.
I know it's easy for me to say to listen because, of course, I'm up here to listen to you, but this just goes for the general saying. If you really sit down and talk about your story, sometimes when you in your, you in your grind and you grind, you really don't really understand what you've been through. You know what I'm saying? You took us from the bottom to the top. You know what I'm saying? So it was good hearing about your story, man, and continue grinding. Do what's working for you out here, for real. I
appreciate you, thank y'all for having me.
Oh yeah, no doubt, man. Hey, Chicagoland out now on all streaming platforms. Make sure y'all get in tune with everything Frenico got going on. Follow and connect. Go ahead, follow Ill Sound Radio, ILLSOUND Radio, only on iLLANOiZE Radio every Sunday, 12 p.m., 2 p.m. Follow me, Groove Nuke, GROOVNUKE, and Jay, what you got to say to him?
Man, salute to you, bro.
For sure, for sure.
A lot of people, no matter what age they are, they go out their way to try to fit into a mold. And I feel like authentic people don't ever try to fit into a mold. That's something I try to bleed into my kids. Like, man, it's only one you on this world. You don't need to be like nothing else you see in this world. Nothing on TikTok, Instagram, none of that, bro. You create your own TikTok, Instagram, and everything that comes with it. You know what I'm saying? if you want to be something, you gotta build that yourself. Now, you as an artist, bro, you sent your music, bro. You had a DJ pack. You had a clean version, the explicit version, the DJ version, the acapella version. You feel me? Like, a lot of artists don't understand how to pour into themselves. Like, if you want to be taken serious out here, then you got to be out here doing some serious shit, and not only some serious shit, but the right way. And I feel like you going about it the right way. And like you say, it took you some time to get to this point. And that's why I feel like interviews are so important, because a lot of people think, I got a little cousin. He was like, bro, I got this song. I'm like, I can't really do nothing with the song. You know what I'm saying? It take time to actually grow into the artist you are and who you want to be. I could support you now publicly, or I could support you privately and help you build where you need to go. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like you've built privately the right way. You know what I'm saying? Just by, even when I asked you about the 6 songs, you like, bro, people ain't trying to hear 14 songs, you know, and that's real because it's like, bro, it take me 2-3 days to get through an album, if I ever actually get through the full album. I rock with Lil Baby Joint, but I ain't got through his full album yet, you know what I'm saying? So many songs. So salute to you for doing it your way and sticking to your guns, because it's gonna take you farther than just trying to be something that you not, you know what I'm saying? And people gonna realize that. We had an artist in here that said he went to a label meeting and they was talking about followers. To me, followers don't matter, cause shit, most of the people that's liking your shit or watching your shit not even following you, especially with the reels and all this, cause it just take it off so far. So man, you never know who watching you, bro. Just keep moving how you moving.
I really appreciate that. Thank y'all.
For sure. Thank you for coming through, man.
Till next week, man.
Yes, sir. Logging out.
We gone.